Bachelor Grant Ellis details fantasy suite approach. February 17, 2025. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Bachelor Grant Ellis will be finding himself entering the fantasy suites in just a few weeks. Ahead of the highly anticipated overnight dates, Grant is sharing what approach he took for these dates. These dates are extremely important to the developing relationships. It is a time for them to be alone with no cameras. Some choose to take things to the next level. What will Grant do? Keep reading to find out more. Bachelor Grant Ellis talks fantasy suites. Bachelor Grant Ellis will potentially be taking 3 ladies to the fantasy suites in the coming weeks. These dates can lead to intimacy for some of the couples. How did Grant handle these dates? He spoke with Parade and said that he tried to approach the fantasy suites very carefully. He was cautious about how he handled them and noted to Access Hollywood that they can get dicey. Grant said, "I approached them very carefully. I think any time physical intimacy is involved, it can enhance feelings, so I really tried to wait, because I didn't want to make a decision off of that and be confused. I really tried to approach them carefully, and I think I did that." Time will tell if Grant was true to his word and avoided intimacy with the ladies. He wouldn't be the first one to say they were not going to be intimate and then break their own rules. His final decision will be tough. Overall, Bachelor Grant Ellis says he is happy with his journey and how his season ends. However, it seems he will encounter a bit of a rough spot just before his final rose ceremony. Grant is seen in previews saying he doesn't know what he is going to do. Host Jesse Palmer shared in interviews that it was legit and Grant really was struggling to make a decision. He had to give him a nudge and tell him both of the final ladies were waiting and he needed to know who to send in first. Jesse maintains it was 100% not edited and really happened that way. Grant was worried about making the wrong decision. However, in the end, he seems comfortable with the road he followed. Will there be an engagement at the end? Will he make the right decisions? Fans will have to tune in and watch Grant continue his journey as the Bachelor. What do you think will happen in the fantasy suites? Stay tuned for more updates on all your Bachelor Nation favorites. Ellis is about to enter the pivotal fantasy suite dates in just a few weeks. These overnights are a crucial moment in the journey toward love, offering the couples uninterrupted time away from the cameras. Some choose to take the opportunity to deepen their physical connections, while others use it as an emotional and intellectual test. So, what will Grant do? Keep reading to find out more. Bachelor Grant Ellis talks fantasy suites. Grant Ellis, this season's Bachelor, has made it clear from the beginning that he values deep connections and meaningful conversations. As the fantasy suites approach, speculation about how he will handle these overnights is running wild among fans. In a recent interview with Parade, Grant shared insights into his mindset going into these private dates. He admitted he approached them with extreme caution, aware of the emotional intensity that comes with physical intimacy. He explained to Access Hollywood, "I approached them very carefully. I think any time physical intimacy is involved, it can enhance feelings, so I really tried to wait because I didn't want to make a decision off of that and be confused. I really tried to approach them carefully, and I think I did that." Many bachelors before him have made similar declarations, only to later admit that emotions took over in the moment. Will Grant stick to his plan, or will temptation alter his course? Navigating emotional and physical boundaries. Grant's journey to the fantasy suites has not been an easy one. As he has developed connections with the remaining 3 women, his emotions have grown stronger, making each decision more difficult. The overnight dates represent an opportunity to see if a future is truly possible with each finalist. Historically, some bachelors have taken full advantage of the fantasy suite to explore the depths of their physical connections. Others have chosen to abstain, focusing solely on deepening emotional bonds. Grant, it seems, is aiming for a balance. In another interview, he acknowledged the delicate balance between passion and prudence. I never wanted to lead anyone on or make a decision based on just one aspect of our relationship, he said. These women deserve my honesty and clarity, and I want to be as fair as possible to all of them. His approach is a refreshing one in a franchise that often thrives on scandal. However, his restraint might also introduce challenges. Will the women interpret his caution as a sign of doubt? Will they feel secure in their relationships without the physical aspect? The women's expectations. Each of the three finalists has expressed different perspectives on the fantasy suite. One woman, who has been vocal about her desire to wait until engagement, has hinted that she wants the night to be purely about conversation and connection. Another has stated that she believes physical intimacy is a crucial component of engagement and marriage. The third is somewhere in between, saying she trusts Grant's judgment and will follow his lead. These differing expectations could set the stage for some emotional conversations, or even potential heartbreaks. Fantasy Suite Week is notorious for causing tension, and it remains to be seen if Grant can navigate it without upsetting one of the women or himself in the process. The emotional toll. Beyond the fantasy suites, Grant is also facing the emotional toll of having to send one woman home after these deeply personal dates. Past bachelors have spoken about the guilt that comes with forming strong bonds and then having to break someone's heart. In previews for the upcoming episodes, Grant is shown in a moment of distress, admitting, "I don't know what I'm going to do." Host Jesse Palmer has since confirmed that this wasn't for show. Grant was genuinely torn about his decision. Jesse revealed in an interview, "There was a point where he just froze. He was completely in his head, and I had to remind him that both women were waiting. It was a real, raw moment." Will Grant's hesitation signal trouble ahead? Could he still be unsure even at the final rose ceremony? Will there be an engagement? At the end of it all, Bachelor fans want to know one thing: will there be a proposal? While Grant has remained tight-lipped about the finale, he has dropped a few hints about where his heart is leading him. "I'm happy with how my season ends," he shared in one of his interviews. "That doesn't mean it was easy, but I followed my heart." Of course, Bachelor Nation knows that happiness doesn't always mean an engagement. Some leads leave the show in a relationship but without a ring, while others realize they aren't ready to make such a huge commitment under the constraints of a reality show timeline. Fans will have to wait and see how Grant's journey concludes. Will he stay true to his carefully thought-out approach, or will emotions take him in an unexpected direction? What's next for Bachelor Nation? Regardless of Grant's final decision, the drama doesn't end here. The After the Final Rose special promises to be filled with revelations, and teasers suggest at least one woman will have unfinished business with Grant. Could there be a shocking twist waiting for viewers? Until then, all eyes are on Fantasy Suite Week. What will happen behind those closed doors? Will Grant make the right choices for his heart and his future? What do you think will happen in the fantasy suites? Stay tuned for more updates on all your Bachelor Nation favorites.